All right, let's jump right in. We're starting this explainer with what seems like a simple, kind of funny experiment, but you're going to want to stick with me on this one because where the story ends, well, it raises a pretty profound and, frankly, unsettling question about our digital lives. So, let me ask you something. Have you ever been in the middle of typing a prompt to an AI and just stopped and thought, what picture of me is this thing building? You know, beyond just the answers it gives, what kind of personality profile is it piecing together from everything I've ever asked it? Well, one user decided to find out, and they did it in a pretty direct way. They asked for a roast, the internet trend. But what they got back wasn't just a simple joke. It was more like a startlingly accurate mirror of their entire life, both professional and personal. So how did this all kick off? It actually started as a pretty straightforward test. The user just wanted to see two things. First, how much does ChatGPT actually remember from all their past conversations? And second, just how creative can it get? The whole idea was meant to be lighthearted, just a fun little prompt to see what would happen. But the results, well, they were anything but simple. And this is where it gets really good. See, the AI didn't just spit out a few generic jokes. Oh no. It delivered a roast that was so personal, so witty, and honestly, almost unnervingly precise. Let's walk through some of the highlights. Boom. Right out of the gate, it hits with this. Now, that's not just a funny line, it's a perfect summary of a really complex person. It somehow understood the user's professional field, cybersecurity, and then blended it with this more thoughtful, philosophical side. That's a level of nuance you just do not expect. And it keeps going, getting even more specific. It actually names the user's real cybersecurity certifications, which shows it's remembering professional details. But then it does this brilliant thing where it contrasts that super high-level expertise with the agony we've all felt over picking the right font size. It's so funny because it's so true. This line is just perfect. It's so short and punchy, and it just captures that very specific, very real professional quirk. The AI had clearly picked up that this person cares about the details, about their personal brand. It's a joke, sure, but it's also a deeply accurate piece of character analysis. And this one just brings it all home. It uses the language of the user's own job, breach, patched, to deliver a final punchline about a personal trait. It's clever, it's hilarious, and it perfectly wraps up its entire analysis of this person. Okay, so we can all agree that's a pretty legendary roast. But after you stop laughing, this other question starts to creep in. It's the same one the user had. Wait a second, how on earth did it know all of that? How did it connect all those specific, separate dots about my life? And this is the pivot. This is the moment in the story where the humor fades away, and it's replaced by a pretty unsettling realization about the technology we are all using every single day. The main takeaway is this. The experiment wasn't just a success, it was a shocking one. It proved that these AI systems are not just answering one-off questions. They are recalling, connecting, and putting together years of our interactions into a detailed story about who we are. The user immediately saw the massive red flags here. We're talking about a total lack of clear boundaries for our own data. There's this unregulated AI memory that's building profiles on us. And just think about the huge implications this has for sensitive stuff like healthcare or finance. It's a really big deal. So this story, it's not just about one person anymore. It's really a case study for what happens every single time any of us interacts with these incredibly powerful systems. There's a hidden cost that we might not even be aware of. Think about every AI chat like a transaction. Step 1, you make a request. Step 2, the AI gives you an answer. Simple, right? But what's happening in the background is steps 3 and 4. Your personal data is being analyzed and put together. And in that process, you're losing a little bit of control over your own story. And that's exactly why this matters so much. This isn't just some abstract technical debate for engineers to worry about. It's a fundamentally human issue. It's about our identity, our privacy, and who gets to tell our stories. So what's the solution here? Well, the call for better rules, for some kind of regulation, came from a very, very surprising source in this whole story. That's right. After this whole thing happened, the user asked ChatGPT what should be done about it. Its response? We need better frameworks now. The very system that showed off this incredible and kind of alarming capability also diagnosed the problem and called for a solution. The irony is just off the charts. And so that's where we end. The AI itself knows there's a problem. The users are definitely starting to realize it. The only real question left is the one right here. What are the companies building these powerful tools going to do about it? And that's the question we all need to be asking.